Do you know that you can create animated lower thirds, camera overlays, and dynamic text inside of eCamm Live?
In this video, we're going to share with you 8 tips to get you started on your eCamm Live text overlay designs.
That's right. My name is Anna Hill.
And I'm Fuljens Henry.
And we are the hosts of Building Blocks, where we teach you how to design amazing animated lower thirds and eCamm Live designs using just eCamm Live. And Fuljens, go ahead with tip number 1.
Pressing the T. So
That's
with
right.
that said, let's head over to demo mode. Right? And here we have our overlays panel. And what we mean by pressing the T is like we're going to literally press this T that you see here. If I zoom in, this lovely T that says new text overlay, we're going to click on that and it's going to give us a text overlay window. So let's do that now.
The magic T.
The magic T, right? So as you can see, we have a text overlay panel that appeared along with some colors of crayons. There's other options as well, but you know, we like our crayons. Crayons are fun, right, Anna?
They are fun. Like reminds of childhood, you know.
Right, exactly. And right here, you have your text. This is where you can actually type your text here, right? Mm-hmm. And as you can see now, we have our corner radius, which is a solid rectangle. But if you increase the corner radius, you can get round edges. Okay. And if you increase the margin, it will increase the size of your text background. But we don't want it this big. Let's just keep it here for now. And let's do a solid rectangle. And Anna, let's type your name, right? Let's try that.
Oh, hey.
Let's do
yeah,
that.
so we're making mine. Yes.
Anna
Perfect.
Hill. And we'll use and let's keep it all caps. And we have our font collection here. We're going to keep it on Avenir Medium, right? And we would like to change this gray. Let's add some color to your background, right, Anna? Let's
do pink.
Let's do pink. Let's see what we have as pink here, right? Bubblegum, carnation.
Sure.
Which
No,
one?
bubblegum is good.
Bubblegum is good, right? And we could keep the font white. Okay. And let's add that. So now we have this, and if you notice on the corners, we have the arrows that indicate that we can stretch out the text to our liking. So we could stretch it right here, and let's add Anna's name right below her, right? And we can do the same thing for me. Let's try it. Let's add another one here.
Yeah. And that goes with, actually, I thought you were going to go to tip number 2 right from here, which is right, but that's good too.
Right, and then we'll head into tip number 2 shortly. You know, for the sake of this, I'll keep it as bubblegum as well.
Bubblegum is a good color, right, you guys? Yeah.
Right, and we're going to try to match up the size of my text overlay with Anna's overlay, but there is a way we can match it up a lot easier, and we'll get into that tip later on, right? So we have Anna, we have Fuljens Henry, and as you notice, it's like a vertical snap here, so it's indicating that this is perfectly aligned with our cameras. Okay.
Pink suits you.
It suits you as well, Anna. It suits you as well. Okay. And how about we add some animation to this text? Right? So we're going to highlight.
And that is all pressing the T. So that is all on the
pressing
pressing the T.
Absolutely. So we're going to double tap or double click on his name, or you could click the pencil to get us back into the text panel. And we're going to go to where you say style. You currently have it as fixed position. So there's going to be a static image, right? A static text overlay. But if you click on style, you have these options: fly in auto, flying from left, flying from right, or scrolling ticker. If we select fly in auto, then eCamm Live can do whatever it wants, right? It'll decide where that the overlay will fly in. So as you can see, it's closer to the right side of the screen, so it's flying in from the right. Okay. And if I was to do the same thing with my name, let's do auto, and let's like, and just so you guys know, we're here over by my name in the overlays panel here. The eyeball here, I'm going to turn off the highball, and as you can see, the overlay did an animation, and let's turn it back on, and it came in, so it's flying in from the left. And that's exactly what these controls are, flying in from the left, flying from the right. So if we wanted to create some type of crisscross effect, I can select my name and fly in from the right, and select Anna's name and fly in from the left. Right, so this way, I'm coming from opposite side, and Anna's coming from the opposite side. You know, if you wanted to get a little fancy with it, you have that option inside of eCamm Live.
Look at that. Hey, and that is all inside of eCamm Live using eCamm Live text overlays. And I do believe, Fuljens, that concludes our tip number 1.
Yes, it does.
Right? So, you guys, it's really important that when you're designing, especially when you get into a little bit more of intricate designs, that you include everything inside a folder so that you can design easily and have a great time with it. So, Fuljens, tip number 2 is design
organizing. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay. Since we're still in demo mode, organizing your folders can apply to both your overlay panel and your scenes panel. So if you look down here, we have a variety of folders here. And if you look down to tips and tricks, this is where we have 3 scenes. We have AF main, anaandfuljens main camera. This is what we're in right now. And then we have a camera borders scene, which we'll get into a little bit later. But this is all organized in our 10 tips and tricks. Well, 10 tips and tricks.
Yeah, right. We were gonna do 10, but we got 8 for you guys because we have subcategories.
Right.
But yeah.
So don't mind that number. Okay. And in your overlays panel here, we're going to group our 2 lower thirds that we just created. So we're not gonna press the T, but now we're going to press the folder, right? Which, if you can see, it says new group. So we're gonna highlight that and we're gonna click new group. All right, so that's going to create a folder. It randomly placed it in between our names, but we are going to fix that later. So we're going to say AF lower thirds. Okay, and we're going to move that up. Let's zoom out of here. And let's bring in my lower third and Anna's lower third into this folder. And there you have it. So our lower thirds are grouped in. And what that means is also that we are going to animate both our lower thirds at the same exact time. Okay. So if we hit the eyeball and turn this off, both of the lower thirds disappear, right? If we turn it back on, they're going to reappear, but they're going to reappear with the animation. So let's try that right now. See that? And we kept that crisscross effect. And it's just as simple as that.
Okay. But that only happens if you organize your, create your folders and include them inside, the overlays inside of it.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, so okay, we're flying right into tip number 3.
Yes.
Which is
option drag. And it's something that's been around, but I just learned about option drag. I'm being honest. Listen. And what that does, and what that does is duplicate your overlay, right? So if let's say we created Anna's overlay here. If I hold on the option and highlight Anna's name, and I'm going to click on his name and drag it over, and now I have an exact replica of Anna's name, right? And then if I was to double click that and type in my name and just make sure that it doesn't lowercase it, and I hit save. So now we have the same exact dimensions. It's as opposed to trying to eyeball it and trying to guess, whether or not it's the same size. Okay. So that's a very simple tip for those of you who are like me, who did not know what option drag was, or option drag existed.
Listen, no shame in that game,
No shame in that game.
This is no shame in that game.
Now we know it, and now we love it.
Right. Exactly. That's awesome. And now we're teaching you how to do it, which is what we do here at Building Blocks. We just help you design really awesome so that you can get started and get going with your production. So Fuljens, tip number 4.
Tip number 4 is an amazing, amazing, amazing tip, which is Cmd Tilde. And what Cmd Tilde will do is, you see this interface you see here? We have recording at 10 and 50 something and change. We have our camera switcher right here. We have all this fun stuff here: preview mode, pause, finish, and this right here, right? This can never go away. So let's say you're designing something here and you want to get underneath this T and listen, just take a look at this. Cmd Tilde, which is the button right next to the number 1 key. Okay. Be gone.
Hey, you introduce a sound, Fuljens. Introduce a sound.
Let's add a sound for that. Let's add our right. We have to. Now you have a blank canvas on your screen, right? Just to remind you what it looked like before. Cmd Tilde, right? You have all this stuff, but now be gone.
You don't. It's like, now you see it. Now you don't. Designing perfectly with a canvas.
That's right.
All right, so we're going into tip number 5, which is for me, oh my God, right?
What can get better than Cmd Tilde, right? What can get better than that?
But wait,
there's more, which is nudge. So nudge is excellent. Let's do this, right? Let's go back to option drag. Let's option drag on this name. And let's say we're trying to line it up, and okay, it's like this, and oh my God, it's like if you have OCD like me and you want to get it lined up correctly, you now have a nudge. Let's select on his name, and I'm going to hit the down button, and as you can see, let's zoom in a little bit on that. I'm hitting down, pressing the down key, and as you can see, it's nudging exactly where I want it to be. Right, exactly where I want it to be. So now it's perfectly lined up. And as you can see, my name was not lined up at all. So let's bring that up, right? Let's bring that up. That looks good right there.
It does. Yeah.
Right?
Look at that. Jesus the Lord.
And if we hold down the shift key, we can nudge over 10 pixels. Okay? Shift and arrow. Shift and arrow. 10 pixels, arrow by itself, 1 pixel each.
Yeah, okay. You guys, we were designing before the nudge. So the nudge to us is like, we need to share this tip for sure. So yes, you guys, let us know in the comments, please, if you just love this, or if you have a tip that we didn't share and you would like to share with us, we would love to hear that too. So, all right, Fuljens, tip number 6.
Emojis. Emojis.
Yes. Everything is so exciting.
So let's see, right? Let's add some emojis to our lower thirds. Okay? Let's try this. I think we'll leave our names the way they are, and let's press the T one more time. And let's take a look at the Emoji Keyboard. So if you go back into the text panel, if you see the smiley face next to cancel button, let's click on that. And it's going to open the amazing Emoji Keyboard. So every emoji that you have available on your iPhone and your MacBook and iPad, they're all here. They're all here. They're native inside of eCamm because they're native to your Mac, right?
Yes.
And let's take a look at, how about this? Let's do this. Let's get a fist bump going.
Emoji.
Right?
Oh, okay.
Let's get a fist bump going. Let's get the arrow. Let's get the background out of there. And yeah, we could have done an emoji, but I think this might be a little cool if we do it this way.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, I see.
Right, so let's do this. Right, let's have a fist coming here, and let's do another one. And just so you know, guys, we're going to organize everything in the same folder, right? So if we go back up here, the fist bump emoji is up here. So we're going to bring it down to the lower thirds folder. Okay. And we're going to, let's do this. I want to keep the next one the same size. So we're going to go back to our tip number 3, which is option drag. So we're going to option drag it and double click that. And then let's delete it and add a fist facing. There we go. All right. And let's give it a nudge. Let's
give it a nudge.
Let's line it up.
I just love that. It's such an amazing thing that they included this.
Yes. And and bump, right? There you have it. There we have it. All right. So we want to animate this. Anna.
Yes.
Let's animate this.
And that is tip number 7, right? We're going to animate.
Look at that. Look at that. So my fist is going to fly from the left. And Anna's fist bump is going to fly in from the right. And just to clean it up a bit, I know we did a fancy crisscross before, but let's have Anna's name flying in from the right. And let's have my name flying in from the left. Okay. And if we go back here to our lower thirds folder, as you can see, we have our fist bumps and our names in one folder because we want everything to be grouped inside that AF lower thirds folder, and we want everything to animate together. So, Anna, you ready to try this out?
I'm ready to try it out. I can't wait.
Let's check this out. Let's see what it does.
I love it. I love it. It's great. It's good. Like the things that get us excited. I'm sorry, you guys. This is really exciting. This is like the tips that you can do and you can have fun inside of eCamm Live with eCamm Live text overlays. We're just designing all of it to get you started. And Fuljens, I'm thinking we should do a bonus. We should do a bonus where we can create the camera overlays, because the last tip, which is tip number 8, is transparency. But perhaps we can do camera overlays.
Yes, we can.
Yes,
we can.
Yes, let's do this. All right.
But you know what? No, I have to try this one more time. I love this fist bump. Let's try this one more time.
Hey.
And it just like comes in like so slow. It's like
right. It's like it comes in and it's like
like not so harsh now. Like
right. Like I have a ring on.
Slow down. Yeah. Be easy with that fist bump. Okay. So before we get into the camera overlay, tip number 8, which was transparency, right? If you highlight your text overlay and you hold down Shift, you just slide. If you're using the trackpad, use the 2 fingers and slide up to bring transparency, and slide it down to bring it back to full opacity. And Anna, on your end, you have the mouse pad, right? So what's the command?
So I have the glass mouse. So what I do is I just slide my finger up and down. So was that vertical? Yeah, vertical. So I slide it up and down, and that way it changes transparency. But Fuljens, can you do it on your name? And see how that,
Absolutely. So before I do that, again, if you hold down the Shift key and then I slide it up and down, that's going to bring the opacity, right? Now, if we go into the text panel and I'm going to select the background now, right now the opacity is set to 100. Let's bring it down to about 50%. You could already see it changing here, but if I hit save, let's preview that. There you go. So now we have 50% opacity. Let's do the same thing to Anna one more time. Let's select the background, and you could tell that we're in the background because we select the bubblegum, and the color in the colors panel changed to that bubblegum color, right? So we're gonna knock it down to 50% and save. And there you go.
Yeah, that's awesome. So there are two ways to play with your transparency. One of them is right from here, from your camera, and the other one is going, pressing the T or double clicking your whatever it is that you want to change the transparency to, and then go in there and do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So
right.
Fuljens, then, what do you say we close with camera overlays, our bonus?
Let's do it. Let's do
Hey.
it. All right. So let's go to our camera borders folder here, or camera borders scene here, and switch on over. All right. So you can still see us. We're over on the left side. Hi. We'll come back in a second. We're going to press the T one more time. Let's do that. And we're going to use a text overlay to create a solid camera border, right? We're going to keep the corner radius on 0 because we want sharp edges. You could always keep, round your edges out, but we're going to create a solid rectangle. And yeah, we could keep the margin at 100% to get, because we'll be able to adjust that later on. And we're going to take this text now, and we're going to make the text transparent. Let's get our awesome color panel here. Let's get that here. And let's take the text and bring the opacity to 0. So as you can see, the text be gone, right? And we're going to bye. And we're going to keep this at maraschino. Let's add
Shirley Temples.
So look at that. You have a solid square, right? And ECAMM Live Text Overlays is so flexible. You could stretch out your rectangle to your heart's desire, but we probably want it around here, and let's stretch this out. And as you can see, you can stretch it from any corner that you want. You can stretch it from the bottom left, the top right, or the bottom right. So let's get a good stretch here, and let's probably bring this in a little bit more. Yeah, we're just trying to get like a nice square look, right? And let's vertical and horizontal snap, so it's directly in the middle. And let's go back to one of our previous tips, which was option drag.
I was just gonna say that.
We want right?
Actually, no, I was gonna say go to the previous tip and clean the canvas.
Right, exactly. Oh yeah, true. Let's do that first, right? Let's do that,
please,
because it's going to get in our way. So Cmd Tilde, be gone, and hello, beautiful interface, right? And don't worry, because you still have your snap, so the snap is still there. Oh snap! Let's option drag, and let's bring this over and snap it into place. Anna, how does that look?
That looks great.
This looks great, right?
Good. Yeah.
Okay, so without further ado, we are ready to bring our cameras back on the screen. You ready, Anna?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm ready.
So let's zoom back in here to our overlays panel, and we're gonna select new camera overlay right beneath our favorite T. Let's zoom back out. Let's select the camera overlay. Oh, hello, it's Fuljens, but we don't want Fuljens. We don't want Fuljens to come in yet. Hey, I'm doing good, can't complain. Let's bring in Ani first. Ladies first, right? As you can see here, this is not a good fit, right? Because, we have a solid square, and Ani's currently 69, like a rectangle format. So we're going to click on the pencil and change the aspect ratio to custom, right? You have different options here. You have classic 4:3. This might work too, right? This might work, but it's not going to give us the exact fit that we want, okay? And we also have, let's move this up a little bit. We have square, which is not so much a square, looks like a tall square. Round, tall for your Instagram and stuff. And we're going to select custom. Okay, so now we have custom. We're going to bring Ani right here, and we're going to stretch. How's that?
Tip number 5, nudge it.
Right,
nudge.
We can nudge. Definitely nudge. Let's nudge. I'm nudging it over to the right. Let's nudge it back a little bit to the left. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we are good. Let's zoom in and take a look. I think that looks good, honey.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you say you are Mr.
OCD,
with
right?
OCD. Yeah.
And let's one more time. We're going to option drag this because we want to keep the same dimensions for my camera overlay. So we're going to option drag Anna's camera overlay over to mine and snap it in place.
Nudge it, Fuljens.
Right.
This is
the perfect
it.
time to nudge.
Yes.
Let's nudge it over. So let's let me shift. Okay, and let's nudge it down a little bit. ECAMM is just having fun with us today, guys.
Right. And you guys, that's the good thing, because the standard version of it, which is coming out really soon. I mean, by the time you guys watch this, it's going to be out, right? You're going to be using all of this. Right now we're using beta. So yeah.
That's
hey,
right.
Fuljens.
Hi, I'm back.
What's up, man?
We're here.
Look at you, looking all proper there. Okay. All right, so look at that. That's that bonus tip from Building Blocks. You guys, I hope you have fun designing, and I hope these tips were useful for you. And let us know if you have any other tips. And Fuljens, why don't you tell them about Building Blocks and where they can find us?
Absolutely, you read my mind. Find us on Facebook Live inside the ECAMM Live community Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern, where we will blow your mind with amazing graphics, animations, lower thirds using only ECAMM Live's text overlays. No additional apps required.
None whatsoever. You guys will love it. And we also have to mention that we have Building Blocks en Español, where we teach you all of this, but in Spanish. So tell your friends. All right, you guys, so thank you so much for being here with us, and I hope these tips were awesome for you, and I hope to see you in the ECAMM Live community. Thank you so much. My name is Ana Gil.
And I'm Fuljens Henry. Thank you again, guys.
Bye.
In this video, we're going to show you 8 designs. Ooh. 8 tips. Cut.
Do you know you can create animated lower thirds, dynamic text, and yes.